and that's it. So model part is done. Let's create the controller. PHP artisan make colon controller, where this is going to be inside the admin part, so you have to go inside the admin. Okay, let's move inside the admin folder, category controller, hit enter. So your category controller is created. And now guys, let's begin with the functions. So public function, the function name index, and inside this return view, and you have to create all the blade files. So inside admin folder, I want to create a category folder, and then your main file of in category, so which will be index blade file. Okay, so first let's create all the files. Let's move inside resource views admin, and inside admin let's create a folder named category. Okay, and create a new file index.blade.php. Same way for the create, let me rename and done. So same way for the edit and done. Okay, so we have created, and now guys, let's import, extend the uh, admin dashboard. So for that you can just use this, the dashboard classes, paste here, and the end of the div. So here we paste. Okay, and instead of using this kind of dashboard, let us use a clean dashboard, like add a card directly, then card header. I made a typo here, where h4 tag margin bottom 0 with the categories name, and inside this only I will add a button, so which is going to be a tag, and design this a tag as a button hyphen primary. So add category and change the route, add a route. So URL, which is going to be / categories / create. Okay, and you have to float this button to end. And now start with the card body to display all your categories list. So before displaying, let's see the output once. Get back, refresh. So if you go on this create slash category / create, so before this I need a admin route also guys, so I have missed that. So you have to get back to your editor, go to the layout partials admin, inside the sidebar please add all this admin routes, admin, so you can create a separate clean routing system. Okay, so yep, now we can close this sidebar, and here also you have to mention admin / category / create. Okay, so now guys, you can get back to your routes, which is admin.php routes admin.php, and create a route for that. So let's create a resource route resource function, where categories and the controller name. So controller name is category controller class. That's it, semicolon. So now your resource route is connected with that. So if you don't know how to use a resource route, just Google it, or else you can just check out here, like using a command. Let me just show you. PHP artisan route list. Hit enter. So here you see that all the routes are listed, in which I am checking for the category resource route. So here you find that categories with get method, post method, then creating, viewing, updating, deleting, and again with the edit. Okay, so here you have all these categories routes. So same way, if you are adding any new routes, you can again route list it will display it. Okay, and now guys, you can get back. Let me just pull this back. Let's refresh, and still you see that 404. Why? Because the admin slash and the route here you find only category, right? So we need to add a prefix. So let me remove this from the dashboard and directly add a prefix function and use that as an admin here. Okay, so every URL you are pasting inside this will call admin, so which is going to be fixed here. Now you will be able to see that error like undefined method create, so which is not available inside your controller. So let me just call categories only. So here you see the data, which is view categories. You can find. Let's move to our index blade of category and just give a margin top 4 or 5 to give some space from the top. Done. And now let's click add category. So it goes to the URL. Now let's get back to the controller. Let's copy this, paste, create function, and here you move to your create blade file. Done. So now here you have an empty blade file. Let's copy this control fully and let's put in the create blade file, and here mention that add category and change this route as a back button with the other class back, and let me make this as add category, and then here your form starts. So before that you can see this output which is available here. Okay, so add category. Now let's list all the input fields as per this field. Okay, cool. So now guys, let's get back, and where are we? Inside this category, and this is our category. So here you see that name is required, description is required, status is required. Okay, and all other fields. Let me just use this part and we can design it. So here we use, and yep, let me make it smaller and use here. Let's close this terminal. Cool. So first up guys, let's add a form tag, then row and a column MD12 with the label as category name, input dot form hyphen control with the name as name. Okay, then copy and paste. For the description, for description we are going to use text area, mention description, and again description, and here you can add the class form hyphen control, and rows will be 3. Done. Let's paste again. Oops, I need to, okay, let me just type it. Here we add a label as status, then use select option, use a class form hyphen select as per the bootstrap class, and here select status, here you mention, and the final here option uh, is visible, I mean show or hide. Okay, show is 0, hide is 1. Update it, and now we update the status. Let's copy and paste, and I want to make this as 6 column, and here it is popular. So popular is going to be just checkbox, you want to check it or not. So same way you can update for this status also, but for your teaching purpose I'm just adding as a drop down. So here we add that as POPU LAR popular. box, and again add a column 12 for the image uh, label, upload image, input field, which is going to be a file type, name of this file will be image / give a class form control. Again, let's design with the SEO tags. So I'll just add one heading here and margin top 4, SEO details, and we get started with the other columns, which is meta title. So let's add a label, meta title. That's a simple input field, name attribute, which is with title. Let's mention complete name, meta underscore title, design this form, input using form control, copy it, paste, and paste. So let me copy this text area, paste it, and here for the description, so which is be meta underscore description, and here meta underscore keyword, and then let's change this label description keyword, and final button. And you can make this into column like 6 and 6, and finally column number 12 with text and a simple button, submit, class button primary, and this button will be as make it as type submit. Okay, so once you click on this button submit, you are going to the form action, and here method will be post, and you are passing a file, so you have to add enc type part multi-part form data. Okay, so if you are uploading any file, you have to add this. Okay, and now guys, in Laravel you have to give a token, so which is CSRF token. And now once you submit to this route, where are you going? You are going to the same route using post method. So you can get back, which is admin/categories. So I will use the same route. Okay, and done. So once you submit, it goes to the controller at store method. So how does it reach here? It uses, as you know, with the routing system. Let's create a function, public function. The function name will be store, and yep. So here you have to use the request. So now guys, for creating this form submission, I will use a form request validation. So let's open that and create a form request, php artisan make colon request category form request. Okay, hit enter. So your form request is created. Let me just open this sidebar, go inside this http, and here you have request, and here is your category form request, and here is your authorize, which you have to make it to true. So instead of returning true, I will check with the authentication. If authentication is there, like auth colon check, if it is true, then return true. Okay, I think it's returning some warning, so you can use auth colon check function directly, and you can import this class, import class, and done. So if it is true, it is going to return true, and here you can add the validations. So what are those validations we need to use? You can just copy all the fields, go to my form request and paste it. And now let me just control D and use a arrow function and mention in an array as required. So all the field is required for me. Let's go back to your category controller and use that category form request. Let me copy this class name, import here, category form request of request, quest request. Okay, and now you have to import this form request class, and I have imported that as you see. Now create a dollar data, oops, equal to dollar request of validated data. Okay, and now guys, you have to create few fields. Like in this you see that UUID is not passed, slug is not passed from your form. Okay, so for those fields you have to send from here. So let's mention that data of UUID equal to string colon colon UUID function. That's it. So you need to import this class, eliminate support str. Let's copy and paste. For next field, what is that? Here you see the slug. So get back to your controller. On this slug, you have to mention slug function and here title. So what is the title? Data, data of your category name. That is going to be a slug. Okay. So now both the things are prepared, and I do want to upload this image as mandatory. So you can give as nullable. Okay, nullable, and now get back. So to upload this image, what if image is available? So in this case, you have to upload the image, right? So use a if condition and check dollar request has file of image. So let's use dollar file equal to where dollar request of file and mention the field name. Now using this file of get client original extension function. So you can mention this as dollar image ext. And now guys, let's create the name dollar file name equal to use a time function where concatenate with your extension. So you have to copy and paste here extension. So basically time dot jpg, whatever your file name comes here. So once file comes, you can upload to one specific path. So let me create the path first, as I want to go in uploads folder / category folder. So dollar file, use move function, mention your path, dollar path. Inside this dollar path, this is my file. So once file is moved, you can save your data like category colon colon create, not created, create function and directly dot data. Okay, mention this validated data. So all the fields you will get it. But here you see that we are missing the image name, which we have to store inside this dollar field of image. Okay, dollar data of image. So for that also you can just add it. Once moved, you can use it like img image equal to dollar file name. Done. So now we are storing the UUID slug file name in the image and creating all the records. So remaining fields are taken from the input fields, guys. Where is that? Create here. Okay. So make sure all these fields like name, description, status, and this is the popular field. And here I missed that popular. Where is that form request? Here. Okay. In this popular, you have to store true or false. Okay. So for that, you can just write the condition here dollar data popular. So dollar request of popular field. If it is true, then store 1, else 0. Okay. If it is checked, means it is going to store it. I think I have given wrong here. All set. Once saved, you can return, redirect uh, with message. So here I will add a status, and the status will be created, category created. And where are you going to redirect? Redirecting back to the categories view list. So which is going to be here, categories. Get back, paste it, done. So now guys, let's try to save one record. So here we go, category as a men. This is a men fashion category. So here I select status as always show. Here you have to make it as checkbox. So I have made a mistake here, which is need to be removed this class form control, and check if you want to show as popular. And now let me just control R once again. So here we paste men and check this checkbox if you want to show as popular. Here I check show, and I don't want to upload image right now. And here men description, men keywords you have to upload. And now let's click to submit. So here you see uh, it did not save because there might be some validation error. So you can just check it out. How can we check that? You have to just use some validations for that. Let me just Google here uh, error handling with message. Let me just control F dollar errors of all function. So here we find this. Okay, let's copy this, get back, paste, and now we are good to go. Again, let's submit it. So here you see that the UI field is required, everything is required. So let me just add some dummy details, men show, check the box, and here I just enter a random details and submit. So you see that UUID field is required, slug is required. So which is mentioning that before the category itself. So for that you have to prepare the validation guys, which should be done in the form request itself. So let's come here and let's get back to the Laravel documentation. Let me search for validation, prepare for validation. Here we have, let's copy this and get back, paste it. So merge the slug. Oops, they have given the correct example. What we are going to use, dollar this of name, you have to use it. Okay, and for the UUID also you have to utilize in the same way, which is here UUID, and here let me copy it from here. Okay, copy this, paste it directly, done. And now you can remove these two fields which we do not require here. And now guys, other things are set, and if you want this popular to be set from there itself, you can add it, which is not required here. Let's remove this popular and go inside this validation and just add the popular also. So the field which is popular true, then please add 1, else 0. So if it is checked, then it is going to be mentioned 1 or 0. Okay, done. So now guys, let's get back And yep, let me refresh again. So here we add men desk, select the status, check the box, men. Okay, now I'll click on submit. So let's see what happens. Okay, here it says that image doesn't have a default value, so which means it is asking the image field to be null, and here you see that it is not null. So guys, what we can do, I will just roll back the migration. So for that, php artisan uh, migration colon roll back, hit enter. um, I think I have given a wrong command. Migrate colon roll back. So it has rolled back the categories table. Let's move to the categories table, and here in the image field, let's add nullable. Okay, and also let's set here a few things like popular always should be false. So default here false. Let's remigrate this PHP artisan migrate, hit enter, and it's migrated. Now get back. Let's see the database. So here you see that it is null, popular is by default 0, which you can find. And now guys, let's uh, get back again and resubmit this form. So let's resubmit, and here you see the form has been submitted, and you see that that record has been stored. Cool. So now guys, let's list this record in this category view. Okay,